Check. I'm checking 1 2. I'm checking 1 2. Hey, mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Check. Check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check.
Got okay, let's go home. Stop.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Is that good for you guys?
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Testing.
I don't know if it's done any good.
Mic check 1 2.
It's a little bit better before. It's a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Mic check
Look
1
like
2.
it was. That's not doing any good. Okay.
Check.
Sounds better to me.
We just go with that.
Good.
It's low, we'll boost it back to the station. check, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
I mean, I can hear them.
We got a camera.
We got to work on one second. That one money you trying to say. I don't have time.
It's low.
Hey, mic check 1 2. Mic
Yeah,
check 1 2.
it's coming through. I don't know why you're not hearing it. That's what's been up
Mic
there.
check
It's
1
low.
2. Check check check.
I think you can hear it. Anyway, again, it's low. I'm not going to increase it more than what it was.
Check check check. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Is this supposed to be plugged in? Hold on.
No, you can hear it.
Oh, yeah. That's probably just something. Probably for running on the podium.
I think. I got one. I guess I put it.
I'm just curious of Yeah, I'm still trying to put this in and see if that make a change it. It's not.
No, that's, yeah, it's just got a self-contained, it's got a speaker in it, a mic on it, but there's no output on it. The problem.
Oh, never mind.
It seemed like a good idea on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's process.
Going to use the sweet mic.
Hey, do you think moving your box up here and actually going straight to the microphone? Take all the microphone into your box? I might have enough to get to you, hold on. That, I can actually go straight to the microphone if we need to listen to it.
Okay. Mic check, 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 mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2, testing, 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 mic check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Yeah, I'm not getting you don't have to look that up.
Got that back there?
Okay, I'm about to put it up. Okay.
We put something on it, we just put it on that.
Mic check.
Hey, mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Hello.
Testing, testing. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1
So
2,
you
mic
can
check 1
take,
2,
we
mic
can
check.
have the mixer there.
No, it's still. Hold on, man.
Yeah, that wire's so full of wire.
Very good. Still
I'll
nothing.
have to figure out how to run it into this. We might go to that, we might go there. No, I just take that wire, run it over here.
Mic check, mic check.
See, it's the same as it was to the wall. If I go any higher, it's going to overmodulate. So I'm not sure what's
I mean, I
causing
don't get anything coming through now.
I'm hearing it. Let's just go back to what it was. Don't just want to put a mic up there.
Yeah.
Check, check, check. Mic check. Mic check, mic check. Everybody mics get up here. Everybody get up now.
And then we're not going to have these mics that high, are we?
I'm there on the bottom. I'm down at the bottom. Yeah, at the bottom. Yeah.
Record.
Check, check, check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Check, check, check. Okay. Everybody good? All right.
We'll try and have the AC working next time you guys are here. I'm Brent Sugg, Chief of Police with the Pelham Police Department, BRENTSUGG.
I want to thank all of you for being here. The primary reason we are here is to talk about Officer Elizabeth Minter. While many of you may not know her at this point, I think by the end of this you'll have a better understanding. So over the last approximately 20 hours, just within the city of Pelham, we've had some significant events occur with impaired driving. And being that this is a somewhat long holiday weekend for some folks, we feel it is important to convey the message of we need people driving better. So at approximately 4:57 yesterday afternoon, southbound on Interstate 65 at mile marker 242 or County Road 52 by the tank farm, we had a vehicle, multiple reports of a vehicle driving into the center wall multiple times. By the time we got to the vehicle just south of County Road 52, both the driver and the passenger, a father and son, had overdosed on fentanyl. Officers administered multiple doses of Narcan, reviving both of them, and both subjects were transported to the hospital and later to jail. They were driving during rush hour traffic, and as most of you know, there is significant traffic on I-65 southbound on a weekend heading to the southern part of this state. So there was significant risk to multiple drivers. Both of those people were placed into jail. Just after 12:30 a.m. last night, in the exact same location, coming northbound in the southbound lanes from Alabaster, a vehicle was driving at a high rate of speed the wrong way on the interstate at midnight 30 and struck two vehicles. Both the occupants of both of those vehicles were injured and transported to local hospitals. I don't have a status on them right now. While those officers were attempting to manage that scene, excuse me, Officer Elizabeth Minter, who's still in her training phase with the Pelham Police Department and previously employed with the Shelby County Jail, Officer Sam Knotts and Officer Mike McGee were standing outside of marked Pelham units just north of the 242 with emergency lights activated, wearing approved reflective vests, and utilizing flashlights to divert traffic on the off-ramps. A motorist, ignoring all of the traffic control, ignoring the emergency lights, the reflective vest, a driver, an ambulance, the vehicle had passed an ambulance. They estimated their speed at approximately 80 miles per hour, struck Officer Minter, who was standing outside of her vehicle. Officer Minter was thrown several feet away. Her gear was spread across 6 lanes of traffic, the 4 traffic lanes and the 2 exit lanes. She was knocked out of her boots from the point where she was struck. Officer Minter was quickly attended to by fellow Pelham police officers and Pelham firefighters. Officer Minter was transported to UAB with numerous significant injuries. She is currently conscious and alert. She is in serious but stable condition awaiting surgery. The vehicle's driver was taken into custody by Pelham Police and troopers with the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. Both collisions are being investigated by the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. The Pelham Fire Department, Pelham Police, Fire Communications, Alabaster Police, Alabaster Fire, and Shelby County Sheriff's Office provided tremendous support during this event last night. This series of events deserves a response from all first responders, reminding people to enjoy an excellent weekend celebrating the independence of this great nation. But we need to do so responsibly. Put your phone down, be responsible with your use of alcohol, avoid any illegal substances, use rideshare services, and slow down. All of these events had one thing in common, and that was drugs and alcohol. Today it was our family that was impacted. Tomorrow it may be your family. You need to hold yourself and others accountable so law enforcement will not have to hold you accountable. In an effort to help the Minter family, they have set up a GoFundMe page, and additionally people can make donations directly to the Pelham Police Department through the Pelham Police Auxiliary. Cash cannot be accepted. But most importantly, we ask that you pray for the family, for the Minter family. She is a daughter, she's a mother, and a lot of people were impacted by this. When I arrived here about 10 weeks ago, people told me this is the Pelham way. I didn't really have a complete understanding of that, but today with the outreach from police departments, fire departments, the community and churches, every law enforcement agency in Shelby County has offered assistance. I now understand that the Pelham way extends way beyond this city. I appreciate you all giving us some time this Saturday afternoon to address this. She is struggling right now. Her family is struggling. Our department is struggling because this young officer was just simply doing her job. She was trying to divert traffic to prevent other people from being further hurt by impaired drivers when she was hit. Thank you very much.
First question I have, have you had a chance to speak to Officer Minter since she's been in the hospital?
So she has been speaking to officers. I haven't been up there yet because I haven't left work yet, so I have not been able to make it. But several of our officers have been in and out. The Employee Assistance Program is there. She doesn't have a great recollection of the event. She was unsure exactly what had happened. So she is. She's communicating well. She understands she's in the hospital. She understands that she was on duty when this happened, but an exact account of events she does not remember. But we do have two officers that were there with her and witnessed all of it.
Have these type of events, have they been the issue here in Pelham recently or in the past before?
So as far as officers being struck on the interstate, no, that is a fairly rare occurrence. I am certain that Aaliyah encounters that much more often, given that their primary focus is on the interstates and state and U.S. highways. But it is not a common occurrence here. But this number of events involving drugs and alcohol in such a short period of time, with people and the traffic heading south for people to enjoy a weekend at the beach, it's a significant concern for us that this many people are being injured.
Sort of a scary and unfortunate reminder of the dangers your officers face each and every day on the job.
Undoubtedly. They are out here. They're doing a great job every day. I didn't even get into the other events of officers that, while this event was occurring with the fentanyl overdoses, we had another couple of officers in a fight here in Pelham with a subject on methamphetamines, and an officer was injured in that event as well. Now, he wasn't driving, but just roaming around, and I don't believe, like the others, were residents of Pelham, just people passing through.
What's the message to the community with these events that happened in the past days? What message do you want to get out to the community?
I think the main message is just drive safely. If you're going to indulge in alcohol, preferably not anything else, but if you're going to indulge in whatever it is, do it responsibly and stay home. Get a ride. There are plenty of rideshare opportunities to use. There are a number of ways to get home safely. Call a friend, but hold each other accountable. Make sure if you go out to dinner, be responsible with what you're doing. Pay attention to what your friends and family are doing, and don't let them get behind the wheel. It always seems like it's not going to happen to me, or it's not going to affect my family. Oh, that was somebody else. I don't want it to be any of your families.
Sounds like a fairly long road to recovery for Officer Minter.
I think based on what we're hearing so far, yes, it's going to be a significant road to recovery.
Do you know the charges that the person who struck up the Minter will be facing?
I do not know. I know that there were definite signs of impairment. Aaliyah is handling that, and while I spoke to them earlier today, they did not have all the full details, but they are working this very hard. But they were really busy last night, just in Pelham.
So it's in Aaliyah's hands now. They're going to continue the investigation?
Yes. We requested that they investigate it on our behalf.
And just to reiterate, so Officer Minter was working both cases that you referenced earlier in the news conference.
So she was responding to provide traffic control for the head-on crash that had already occurred. She was responding to that area to block the roadway so that they could safely investigate that crash and take care of the injured people there. So she was outside of her vehicle. They were blocked. She was driving a Tahoe. It was blocking a couple of lanes. Officer Knotts was driving a Dodge Charger. He was blocking the other two lanes, and they were all outside their vehicles directing traffic. And you're trying to push at 12:30 a.m. 4 lanes of interstate traffic onto 2 lanes of an off-ramp. So that was all that's available at 12:30 in the morning. So they were doing their very best. They were using the safety equipment that they are issued and that is required. And unfortunately, this driver just ignored all of that.
So just to be clear, she was not part of the incident at 4:57 yesterday afternoon?
No, she was not. Yes, that was prior to her shift.
going on, we're 3 days away from 4th of July. Is this going to change the way Pelham Police work the interstates in any way, or is this just something that's part of the job?
So last night or about 6 in the morning, I reached out to all of the agency leaders in Shelby County, and we have a group that we communicate in, and I told them what had occurred, and every one of them have responded. All of them are aware of the significance of this event and also trying to protect their community, their officers. So everybody will be increasing their efforts to stop impaired driving this weekend and be highly visible and be prepared to take action. Thank you so much.
Chief, you may have said this. Can you talk about ground or about helicopter?
So we called for a helicopter, and there was one that was landed at Birmingham that was not